Alright dudes, welcome to Just Tom Talk. Today we're going to be talking about this beauty, the Honda CB1300. Now this is an absolute classic of a bike from back in the day. They were a massive muscle bike, they've got a huge following. So without any further ado, let's get into talking about it. 6-minute review coming up. Okay then, 2 minutes, let's go. CB1300 grew out of the CB1100, for those that don't know. When they retailed for about £8,000 from Honda. When this first came out in 2003, the 1300, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, that's what it says on Motorcycle News, and I'm going to go with that. These came out simply as the naked version. A year later, 2004 time, they started doing the S model. The S model, for those that don't know, has got sort of a half fairing on the top, just on the cowling. It is an absolute beast of a bike. It's got a 16 valve 1300 engine, which back in the day was a massive engine. It was certainly the standout muscle bike at the time that was around. You forget, this is before Triumph rockets were out there. This is before your massive engine bikes that we sort of take for granted now. GS's, for example, the 1250s, and we just accept that that's what they are. This was the muscle bike of the day. If you wanted a roadster that not only looked good, sounded good, this is where you would go. It's got 17-inch wheels, both front and back. It's running a 180 on the back end, so it's a bike that not only looks like a proper motorbike should, but it also handles like one as well. It has got basics on it because it's a 2003 bike. It's got no ABS on it, but the controls are nice and easy. For those that have learned to ride probably 10, 15, 20 years ago, this is the kind of bike you would have learned to ride on, although obviously a smaller sized engine. It's got a cabled clutch, it's got twin brakes on the front, single pot on the rear, that are adequate for the time, to the year that it was made, and this is a really good example of a 1300. So I'm looking forward to going around this and telling you a little bit more about it. That's me wrapped up for the first 2 minutes. Let's smash it out and let's get on to the bits, the exciting bit, the chrome. Okay, 2 minutes now to take you around this beauty. It's quite basic, so it shouldn't take too long. Let's start at the front, keeps it simple. Right, like I spoke of earlier, twin pots that are on here. It's missing the ABS, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but the brakes work really well. The forks, they're old school, again, but they do a really good job. I'll tell you what is surprising, is how good the light is on this. I've been out with Andy in the afternoon, and it chucks a real good chuck of light out on the road. Nice clear indicators, as you can see. Look at them, old school, you see. Nice, clear, big indicators. So if you're into safety, all over that. Look at that bit there, looks really nice. I think so anyway. I think that looks really nice, classy. Right, taking you up here. For the diodes out there, you'll notice it's not all original. These are aftermarket, but they look smart. And let me show you a little bit about the dials. Look at that, old school simplicity. Do you need any more? I'd argue not. It's got a fuel gauge on it, that works well. That's about it for technology. Any more than that is a waste on this bike. Let's take you around a little bit more. Nice chrome cover that's on the front here, really, for me, really sets it off. And then this massive lump of an engine. I'll go into detail about the ride and how this feels today, having ridden a lot of bikes, but safe to say, it's really good. It's comfortable, look at that. You can get your big fat horse on there, and certainly my big fat horse, and my friend Andy's dainty little bottom, which is nice. Twin shocks on the rear, and this lovely aftermarket can. And I'll treat you to a little bit of it running. Fair to say, it's got a baffle in as well. Sounds ace, stand by. I've got 10 seconds to let you listen to what it sounds like. It's badass anyway. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Now I've got 2 minutes to wrap this up. This is the beauty of this 6-minute review. It doesn't take long to get through these bad boys. What's it like to ride? And I can tell you, it is bursting with adrenaline. It is what a bike should be. It's hardcore is the best way to put it. It sounds absolutely monstrous when you're riding down the road. It feels like you're riding a bull, because it is a bull, and it is what a motorbike should be. You get on that bad boy and you know you're riding a motorbike. Yeah, the brakes are a bit course they're going to be a bit, it's 18 years old, no, 17, 18 years old, and you expect that. It's not got the technology in it, but you know what? That engine's an absolute stonker. I ride a lot of bikes. I got on that today expecting it to just be a great big lump. That thing moves fast as well. You get to 5,500 revs and all of a sudden it just goes mental. And I kid you not, that is one hell of a bike. It wanted to rip my arms off. It's a long while since I've been on a bike and I've gone, ugh, because that's the best way to describe it. It is an absolute monster. 2 up, it'd be great. You could tour all day. Put a caravan on the back if you want, because I'm sure it's going to tow it, because that engine is phenomenal. It is comfortable, it handles well, brakes I've already spoke of, and you know what? It corners. I rode it through town, took it in and out of some of the traffic, and it still does its thing. People would argue it was heavy. It was heavy for its day, it's still heavy today, but it handles really well. As soon as you start moving, that weight just dissipates, and I really, really like it, aided by the fact it sounds amazing. So for me, where am I at? It's a 7 out of 10. The only reason I'm putting it at 7, and I'm sorry for all you CB enthusiasts out there, is that the technology has moved on so much now with biking. That just hasn't moved on with it. But if you take it for what it is, a bike in 2003, every day it's a 10 out of 10. So thanks very much for joining me. Do that subscribing thing that you do, click that bell thing that you do, and keep coming back for more, because there's going to be more of these sort of bad boy reviews out there. Take care, see you later. Trick this bad boy out, it's a right treat. Wait for it.